Saska. Batting fourth, first baseman number 13, Cullen Gregory. Batting fifth, the pitcher, number 24, Jordan Ellingson. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 4, Mason Thole. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 6, Tyler Madsen. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 14, Ethan Riemersma. And batting ninth, the center fielder, number 2, Blake Ryman. Once again, baseball fans, we'll have first pitch coming up here in about 5 minutes or so between these two teams. If you are still hungry, swing on by Shenanigans, the concession stand here at the Irish Yard. Grab yourself a bite to eat. We got burgers, brats, cheeseburgers, bacon cheeseburgers, candy, snacks, nachos, and a whole lot more, all here at the Irish Yard. Also, baseball fans, if you have family or friends that are unable to attend today's game, they can check it out on our YouTube stream. Just go to milroyirish.com/live, and that will send you right to our YouTube channel, streaming baseball all season long, right here at the Irish Yard.
Irish Yard, which is very similar to what they call the Field of Dreams. It is a beautiful facility put out in the middle of a cornfield or 2 or 7, and it is in Milroy, which is outside of Marshall, Minnesota, and we are about ready to go for the Redfield game against Willmar, and giving you the starting lineups for the visiting Redfield Post 92. Camden will be leading it off in center field. Owen on the mound. Peyton will be at shortstop, and then Keaton Rolfs will be behind the plate. Nolan Gall at second base. Elliot Comrosh and left field. Seth Seabright is his standard position at first base. Elijah Morissette at third, and Kevin Weller will be out in right field. So we're about ready to go here. We will get you acquainted with the Willmar team here as soon as we can. On the mound for them will be number 24, Jordan Ellingson, and stepping in there will be Camden Osborne. In the first game today, he was 4 for 4 and ready to go here from the right side against the right-hander, Jordan Ellingson. And the first pitch on the way, and it misses. No, it catches it inside corner for a called strike. So it'll be the Osborne triplets leading things off as they normally do. Camden, Owen, and Peyton. Next pitch, pretty much in the same place, and a called strike. So 0-2 on the play here as we're ready to go with the 0-2 pitch as the first batter here in the second ball game today for Redfield. They lost that first one 8-7 after winning the opening game in this Marshall University or Marshall Woodbat tournament, and they lost the game this morning. They swung on and fouled off, so we'll keep the count at 0-2. The game that they lost this morning 8-7, then yesterday in the opening game of the Marshall, Minnesota Woodbat tournament, they won that one 10-1. So 1-1 on the tournament, and Redfield trying to get back on the winning track here. Next pitch high and away for a ball, 2 balls, check that, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Camden stepping in there, batting .396. He's been on a tear of late here. Last 5 games, .563. To the plate, curveball slapped down towards the shortstop. Starkey up with it, the throw to first, not in time as the fleet-footed Camden Osborne beats it out. And I tell you what, it has been absolutely fascinating watching this young man over this year and last year, because he takes a routine ground ball and will get a base hit out of it, as you saw right there. Stark came up with the ball, no problems, threw it to first, fairly strong throw, and Camden Osborne beat it out. So Redfield with a base hit and a runner on first base with nobody out, and Owen from the left side will step in there. Owen 0 for 3 in the ball game earlier, batting .350, struggling a bit during the last 5 games as Camden takes off. The throw down to second base. The throw is right on, and he slid around it and beat the tag. So Redfield right away is playing Tommy ball. The Tommy ball in reference to the head coach for Redfield, Tommy Gregg. And he has got his players stealing bases and taking extra bases every single chance that they get. The pitch to Owen was a ball. The catcher, Madsen, got the ball out of his glove and got it down to second base. Actually, the ball was thrown to the front corner of the bag, but Camden slid to the back corner and got in there safe. Next pitch, Big gets that outside corner for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, we were predicting rain most of the day today, but it just delayed the start of the first game this morning from 9 till 10:30. But since that time, we've had no problems. Boy, Ellingson got the release point all wrong on that one, and it was way outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Shortstop, Daska holding against the runner on the left-handed hitting Owen Osborne. A long look back at second base, finally to the plate and inside, and the count will go to 3-1. Peyton Osborne, the on-deck hitter. Peyton had himself a good game. In the first game, he was 2 for 4 and was 2 for 3 in yesterday's game, that 10-1 victory. Down low, and it'll be a walk, so 2 runners on now. And that will bring up Peyton Osborne. Peyton batting .615 and has been also on a tear during the last 5 games. Game .667. He is 24 for 39, a slugging percentage, if you will, of 1.051. So that means he's been getting more bases than he's had at bats. At set, starting pitcher Jordan Ellingson. Long look back at second base. Pitch to the plate, misses high for a ball. So Redfield with a runner in scoring position here in the top of the first inning, as the catcher, Madsen, goes out and has a little visit with his pitcher. Redfield had a 6-1 lead in the game early today. That was against Marshall, the host team. And in going through that, Redfield wind up giving up a rate.
10, Dean Roll. Now batting the second baseman, number 17, Nolan Dahl. Now batting the left fielder, number 4, Elliot Comrouse. Now batting the first baseman, number 20, Seth Seabright.
Go, Seth.
In the top of the first for Redfield, 3 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. Duo for Willmar in the bottom of the first, Trey Tallman, Braden Fagerly, and Dylan Staska. Hey, baseball fans, we got ourselves a birthday today. One Keaton Rolfs celebrating a birthday today. Celebrated by hitting a 2 RBI single there in the first. Let's sing along some happy birthday for Keaton. All right, baseball fans, 1 round of applause for Keaton Rolfe celebrating a birthday today.
Great start here in the ballgame as they are up by a score of 3-0. 3 runs on only 2 hits, but they'll take it no matter what happens. A couple of walks in the mixture there, and that always puts a pitcher behind the 8 ball. Speaking about pitchers, we're going to go here with Owen Osborne and checking to see what Owen has done so far this year. He's pitched 19 innings, has a on-base average against of 2.11 and an ERA of 2.21, 2 and 21 hundredths. And we will see the right fielder, Trey Tallman, and then Fagerly and Dylan Staska. And those will be the first batters, and the first pitch to Tallman is a strike. Tallman, in a game that was just completed before this, that Willmar wound up winning. He went 1 for 2. They ground ball down to first base, and it's going to be an error on the third baseman for Redfield. Elijah Morissette threw the ball low, and the first baseman, Seth Seabright, could not come up with it. So a first up runner here for Willmar as they put a man on base trying to answer back after a 3-0 start. Throw to first to see if Tallman is paying attention. He is, in fact, and dives back in. Pigerly, the second baseman, will be up there right now. We'll look at the defensive alignment for Redfield in just a second. Runner goes around to bunt, throw down to second base is high and kind of sprawling in. Not the prettiest slide in the planet is Tallman stealing a base. The pitch was high. We have Morissette at third base, Peyton Osborne at short, Nolan Gall at second, and Seth Seabright at first. At the set, comes to the plate, big swing and doesn't catch up with anything. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pigerly in that first game today was 0 for 4. Don't know what he did yesterday when everything started off. To the plate, a little bit high. 2 balls and a strike. Checking the outfield for Redfield, it's going to be Elliot Comrosh in left, Camden Osborne in center, and Kevin Weller in right. Next pitch in there, misses high again, and a 3-1 count will be going here for Redfield. Well, I must have missed something somewhere along the line. It's 2-2 according to the scoreboard. Big swing and gets him out of there. Boy, that was an out that they needed, Redfield needed, and that will bring up Stoska. Stoska is the shortstop. Wears number 7 on his back. Plays position defensively number 6. We've explained that on a number of occasions. First pitch just misses outside. Runner in scoring position trying to answer back after the 3 that Redfield got in the top of the first. Pitch to the plate. Outside for a called strike right on the outside corner. Sun is dancing in and out of some puffy clouds, but at least we're not in a situation where we're picking up the rain that they expected. And the pitch behind the batter kind of tried to let the umpire know that he'd been hit on the tushy, but the umpire didn't go for it at all. 2 balls and 1 strike. Next pitch, swung on, hit foul to the right side. We're going to go 2-2. Owen Osborne on the mound for Redfield. 0-3-0 on the season. Very fine 2.21 earned run average. To the plate, right back up the middle, just past Owen on the mound, goes into center field. Camden Osborne charging, comes to the plate. They hold the runner at third, and that will be a base hit with runners now on first and third, and only 1 out as we go to the cleanup hitter in the lineup for Willmar, post 167, Cullen Gregory, the first baseman. So that ball just scooted under Owen Osborne's glove and drew a perfect line between home plate and second base. But Camden Osborne, very speedy, came in and cut the ball off and held the runner to third base. Runner goes, throw down to second base, and they've got him hung up between first and second. Now the play back to first base, they get him there, caught stealing. Isaska on a 2-6-3 out, second out of the inning. Apparently Willmar trying to buy a run, get the runner in a rundown between first and second, and hope to get the defense so involved in that they don't pay any attention to the runner on third. So Cullen Gregory gets a first pitch ball and now a curveball dropping in there for a strike. Owen back to the plate. Curveball swung on and hit foul. Not nearly as much room along the foul lines as in Redfield, and this one finds its way outside the fence for an out-of-play foul ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Redfield, first batter up, got on an error, stole second, went to third on a base hit, and kind of have to give credit there to Camden Osborne on that base hit to close down very, very fast and get the ball into the infield, holding the runner at third. This one wrapped out towards Morissette and through into left field, and that will have to give a base hit on that one because the ball skirted under Morissette's glove, and 1 run is in. So Willmar gets back 1 of the 3 runs that they gave up in the top of the first inning. So Ellingson will be the batter with 2 outs and a runner on first base and an RBI single for Cullen Gregory. Curveball just catches the inside corner for a called strike. Owen Osborne relies on ball placement and that breaking pitch. Fairly decent lead at first base. We'll see if they'll try to steal again. This one wrapped down towards short. Morissette can't come up with it. And that one will have to give an error because that did hit off of his glove. So Elijah Morissette, struggling a little bit at third base, has been credited with 2 errors in the inning, and that will send Gregory over to second, and that will bring up the 6th hitter in the lineup, Mason Thole. Thole is the third baseman. 1 is in, runners on first and second. At the set, Owen looks back, comes to the plate, right down Main Street on an off-speed pitch for a strike. Redfield shy of a couple of ball players, most notably Eric Salmon. This is a slow roller out to Peyton Osborne at shortstop. The throw to first, low throw, and can't be picked up by Seth Seabright. Peyton did not set his feet, and that's going to be the 3rd error of the inning. That will send Ellington over to second base, and down to third base to load him up will be Cullen Gregory. Sometimes in rushing that throw, he had the time to set his feet and chose not to. Tried to throw off balance and it came up short. Seth Seabright, normally a vacuum cleaner over at first base, could not come up with that one. And the bases are loaded. We have 2 outs and 1 in for Willmar. Madsen is the hitter. He's the catcher. This one off the end of the bat and squirts foul down the first base line. Now Owen has gotten a first pitch strike into the last 3 batters, and the last 2 batters on ground balls have gotten on errors. Owen to the plate, outside. Nice job by Keaton Rolfs to get out there and keep the ball from going through. The bases are loaded. A couple of outs here in the bottom of the first inning. As Redfield defensively and unusually off to a fairly shaky start. This one down the line almost whacked Gregory. To his good fortune, he was in foul territory, and that's why when a runner coming down from third has to stay outside that foul line, if you're inside that foul line and get hit by a ball, sayonara sucker. It is an out. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Curveball, this one swung on, hit out towards Peyton Osborne at short, low throw and gets through. Another error. So Redfield, the wheels are falling off the wagon here with 4 errors in this inning. Cullen Gregory will come in. So 2 across here. Going to have a pinch runner going out to run is going to be number 10. That is Jonah Rates. So we go to the 8th batter in the lineup here, Ethan Resma. First pitch to him is a called strike. So Owen Osborne doing his job. 4 consecutive batters that he's gotten a first pitch strike. He's gotten 3 ground balls consecutive and 3 errors consecutively. Pitch outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1, set, pitch to the plate. This one just outside the third base bag. And once again, we are going to go to a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Blake Ryman, the on-deck hitter, and he will be the 9th batter to come up in this inning if in fact he does. A couple of outs, a strikeout, and a caught stealing. This one down and away. 2-2. First base is open. Runners on second and third. And the pitch comes in as a strike, but not before. 3 runs come across for Willmar on 4 errors. And at the end of 1 full inning of play, it is 3-3. This is KQ 1380.
As a proud supporter of the Redfield community, Heartland State Bank is your full-service bank that focuses on the needs of local families, businesses, and farmers. Heartland State Bank strongly supports the communities our bank services to help them stay vibrant and growing. Our friendly and experienced staff is here to support you with fast, local decisions. As your local community bank, Heartland State Bank provides uptown services with a hometown touch. Heartland State Bank, member FDIC.
Hugh and Carrie Mack of Randall Pharmacy would like to thank you for allowing them to provide healthcare services for your family for the past 25 years. The staff at Randall Pharmacy want to remind you that taking your medications regularly as prescribed by your doctor is the best way to stay healthy. Randall Pharmacy in Redfield. Let them be part of your healthcare team. Stop in or call 605-472-1810. That's 605-472-1810.
Well, tough stuff for Redfield as they wind up giving back the 3 runs that they got in the first inning, and we're all tied up at 3-3. They changed the scoring on one of the errors that I had, that is to Ellingson, and they gave him a base hit, so only 3 errors in the inning, chalked up to Redfield, but a challenging performance for the Redfield Post 92ers. Generally, they're very, very solid in the field, but the start of today's game, no such accolade could be sent to them. Elijah Morissette, Kevin Weller, 8 and 9, and then at the top of the order, Camden Osborne. To the plate, inside corner for a called strike. Morissette in the ball game earlier this morning, in which Redfield wound up losing at 8-7. Next pitch to the plate, big high curve, doesn't quite catch the strike zone and floats high for a ball. Morissette was 0 for 2 this morning, a 1 for 3 yesterday in the tournament. The 1-1 pitch to the swung on outside, misses it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Morissette from the right side, the pitcher Ellingson, also a righty. Inside corner for a called strike, and that is the 3rd strikeout in a row, dating back to the last 2 batters of the first inning. Comrosh, Seth Seabright, and Elijah Morissette all go down on strikes, with Kevin Weller stepping in there. To the plate, down low for a ball. Always love those down low pitches. The catcher trying to catch it, and the umpire's kind of squeaming away to get out of the way in case it goes through. Infield is back, of course, with nobody on and 1 out. This one hit into right center field. It will drop. Weller around first, will motor to second base and get a stand-up double. So the double for Weller on the season, that was his 3rd. And that will get a runner in scoring position for Redfield and an opportunity to answer back after a challenging bottom of the first inning. Camden Osborne, who is 5 for 5 today, 4 for 4 in the first game, and now 1 for 1 in this game. Ellingson looks back to second base and comes to the plate, down low for a ball. Weller has a decent speed, so if it gets into the outfield, got a chance to come around and break the 3-3 tie that we have going. After 3 for the top of the inning for Redfield and 3 in the bottom. Down low on the knees, but a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Camden with his 1-for-1 is standing in there batting .407. Slowly getting up in that batting average. This one high for a ball, 2 balls and 1 strike. Now Camden did not have the high school season this year because he is a freshman in college going on to be a sophomore. So it took him a little while to get started, but started he has in recent games, .563 in the last 5 games. This one a called strike on the outside corner, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Weller on second base with a double, first base open, and a 2-2 count to Camden Osborne. At the set, look back at second base and comes to the plate. Down low, catcher can't find where it is. The throw down to the place, third base, and he is in there. Weller steals it on a ball that fell right at the base of the catcher, Madsen, and he couldn't find it anywhere. So going to give that a stolen base. 4th one for Redfield. And a 3-2 count to the batter, Camden Osborne. Camden, pretty good bat control, just needs to get the bat on the ball. This one slaps it into left field, and it'll be an RBI single for Camden Osborne, and Redfield gets back into the lead. So an RBI single, and quite frankly, a surprising number of RBIs for your leadoff hitter in this particular case. That was his 13th RBI on the season. And today, Camden is now 6 for 6, 4 for 4 in the first game this morning, and now 2 for 2. Owen Osborne standing up there from the left side. First pitch to him at the letters for a called strike. Owen walked his first time up. Moved over to second base when brother Peyton walked, and came around to score when Keaton Rolfs got a 2-run single. Moved to first base, not in time. Actually, fairly decent move from Ellingson. I've always contended you don't want to show that move until later in the game at that quality, because you want to try to make it count. Here, all he's doing is letting the runner know that he sees him over there. Pitch inside, fisted into foul territory over by first base and caught by the first baseman. That is Gregory with the second out of the inning. So a pop-up, and that'll put Peyton Osborne up there. Peyton walked his first time up. That walk for Peyton, a very patient hitter, is his 16th on the season. Right-handed hitter, right-handed batter. And 2 outs here in the top of the second inning with 1 run in. Pitch misses down low for a ball. Keaton Rolfs on deck. He of the 2 RBI single in the first inning, part of 3 runs that Redfield scored, but then gave it right back. Moved to first, not in time. Cullen Gregory to catch the ball and keep it from going to the fence. Had to do a little pirouette over the top of the prone body of Camden Osborne. Camden with a steal earlier, 17 of 17 on the year. 1-0 count to Peyton Osborne at the plate. Outside for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Maybe a little bit too much concern about Camden right now. All low for the most part. You'd rather not let a man get to second base with a .615 hitter standing at the plate. At the set, a long pause. That'll keep the runner somewhat frozen. This one shallow, right center field. 3 players converging. The center fielder finally takes over, and Ryman makes the catch, and that will be the 3rd out of the inning. Redfield with 1 across takes a 4-3 lead after 1.5. You're listening to Post 92 Baseball on KQ 1380.
Kelly Hike and staff continue to honor over a century-long tradition of providing professional, detail-oriented, and family-focused service to those they serve in and around Redfield. At Hike Funeral Home, they know that storytelling is a vital step in healing, while guiding you carefully through the entire process. Your loved one's story and memory will live much beyond any memorial service chosen. HikeFuneralHome.com has financial and pre-planning resources, or call 605-472-2444. That's 605-472-2444 when you are ready. We've all seen it on the store shelves. We know it's the best cheese you can buy, but can you pronounce the name?
Kassenmeister, Kassenmaster, Kassenmeister.
It's Käsemeister.
Käsemeister. It literally means the master of the cheese. Käsemeister Creamery produces a variety of popular cheese flavors right here in Spink County. Pick it up at your local grocery store or head on out to their store and see it being made in the Spink Colony. Order online anytime at Käsemeister.com or on Facebook.com/Käsemeister.
Off to the bottom of the second inning with Redfield fervently praying that they have gotten their error jitters out of their system here. We gave them 4 errors. The official scorer gave them only 3. But in doing so, 3 runs came across for Willmar, and it was all tied up after 1. Redfield responded with 1 run here in the top of the second inning. And for Willmar, they'll go 9-1-2 with Blake Ryman leading it off in the 9th spot. The center fielder will then give way to Trey Tallman, the right fielder, and Braden Bigerly, the second baseman. So about ready to get underway here for the first pitch at the bottom of the second inning. Owen Osborne wheels and deals and gets a called first strike. Owen with kind of an exaggerated windup and then comes in there rather slowly. This one, curveball. Morissette picks it up and throws to first base low, and it goes through. Another error. So another base runner on with an error. That is error number 4. So we go to the top of the order as Ryman gets on after 1 pitch, a ground ball to the third baseman. Throw to first base, not in time to catch Ryman going back. Trey Tallman, the leadoff hitter, and he got on an error as the first batter for Willmar in the first inning. Runner goes, the bunt is down. Owen Osborne off the mound and gets the runner out at first base. So 1-3 is the first out of the inning, but that does move the runner over to second base, and that will bring up the second hitter in the lineup, Bigerly, the second baseman who struck out swinging in the first inning. To the pitch, curve, caught that front corner for a called strike. So Owen Osborne, frankly, doing his job. He has not given up an earned run in this ball game. Next pitch, swung on, left center field and deep. Going back for it is Camden Osborne. It hits the warning track, and one bounces the wall. 1 run will score, and a stand-up double brings in an RBI, and we're all tied up again. Wind is coming in from the left corner to the right corner, I believe. Don't have a flag up, don't see it anyway. Oh, there it is in left center. I see, it's blowing straight out exactly the way the ball was hit. First pitch is a strike to Saska. Next pitch, nice job by Keaton Rolfe. The runner goes, the throw to third base, and he is out. Oh, wow. Apparently, Morissette missed him as he went around. He came off the bag, and Morissette dove back at him to try to tag him, and the runner got back in. So a stolen base on a pass ball, and a runner on third base with 1 run in. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Runner on third, 1 runner in, and we're all tied at 4. This one slapped into right field, and that'll be good for a run. Weller comes up with the ball and gets it back in. So 2 consecutive hits after 2 errors, or actually 1 error in the inning. And that chalks up a run, and we are Willmar back in the lead. That will bring up Cullen Gregory. Gregory with an RBI single in the first inning. Going to have a little visit at the mound, and I'm sure that head coach Tommy Gregg is telling Owen Osborne, just keep doing what you're doing, because it is certainly not on his watch here, and it looks like we're going to go to change pitchers. We're going to be back in 1 minute. This is KQ 1380.
Have you heard? Hardware Hank is now SBS Lumber and Hardware. SBS Lumber and Hardware is also your local do-it-best. Stop in and check out our new layout and new products. You no longer have to drive 100 miles to get your lumber. Now you can get it at SBS. Need a new sump pump? Get it at SBS. Paint, grills, hunting, and fishing gear. It's all at SBS. Be sure to follow us on Facebook. You can find us by searching for SBS Lumber and Hardware.
Johnson Oil Company has been proudly serving Redfield, Spink County, and surrounding rural communities for nearly 60 years. Johnson Oil provides unmatched, personalized, full customer service, from propane delivery for home, rural, and local business to tank rentals, bulk gas, diesel, and more. Need fuel after hours? Well, no problem with their convenient Card-Troll fuel pump system. The Johnson Oil family proudly supports Redfield area athletics and welcomes all of the athletes to Redfield during the state tournament this year.
Well, a pitching change there for Redfield. Elijah Morissette will come in from third. We're going to put Nolan Gall from second base over to third. And Owen Osborne, who, well, I tell you what, the poor young man just got absolutely no support. Officially, there were 4 errors. I kind of gave 5 errors, as Owen is now behind with runners on the runner on first base, his responsibility. 2 runs across here, and neither run is going to be earned. First batter that will face Morissette will be Cullen Gregory, who got an RBI single in the first inning off of Owen. So Morissette up there, and see what he can do to kind of stop the bleeding here. Hopefully he will be the tourniquet to what's going on. Pitch down low for a ball to Gregory. Nice stop by Keaton Rolfs, who, by the way, is celebrating birthday number 19 today. And of course that means that Cameron, his sister, is also celebrating number 19. Pitch inside corner for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. So the Rolf twins have been exceptional athletes at Redfield all along, as have the Osborne triplets. Runner goes, ball is in the dirt, and a stolen base. That's going to be the second one. Actually, it is going to be the third one for Willmar. 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 out here and 2 in for Willmar. Big swing and a miss. 2-2 is going to be the count. Inning led off with an error. Got a runner on first. Then a double and an RBI single. Morissette comes to the plate. This one hit deep and dead to left center. It will one-hop the scoreboard out there. Elliot Comrosh hustling to get it back in, and it will be a double and a run scored from from first base. So a booming double one-hops the scoreboard here at Irish Yard. Hit just this side of the warning track out there. And of course, Staska was off and running because you could see right away that that was going to be trouble with a capital T. The pitch high to Ellingson. He had a ball that was hit under the glove of the third baseman at the time that I gave an error, but the official scorer said it was a hit. Next pitch is a strike. We're going to duke it out behind the concession stand after the game here. All right, 1-1. Foul back to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. So Staska, the shortstop, with pretty good speed from first base, came all the way around to score on the double by Gregory, who was out at second base. Next pitch high for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 3 are in. Willmar leads it 6-4. Redfield had it 3-0 after the first inning. Then it was tied 3-3. This one skied. Seth Seabright, having trouble with the sun, finally beats the sun and makes the catch. So the pop-up gets the out there. Second out of the inning. Thule, the hitter, got on an error in the first inning. Ball kicks away from Rolfs, throw down to third. Nice snag by Nolan Gall to keep that ball from going into left field. Much easier to move up on a ball that does not get that far away from the catcher. Not going to credit that as a stolen base. 1 ball, no strikes. Outside corner for a called strike. One ball and 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner on third. Morissette in relief. Big swing, does not catch up to it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nolan Gall at third. Peyton Osborne at short. Owen, the starting pitcher, is now at second base. And Seth Seabright still at first. We'll check the outfield in a second. Morissette outside for a ball, 2-2. Second batter in a row. Eli has gone to a 2-2 count, actually the third batter in a row. The first one he went 2-2, greeted him with a double and then a pop-up. So we'll see how this one works. 2-2. Inside corner for a called strike 3, and that will end the inning. Willmar comes across with 3 runs in the inning and winds up leading it after 2 full innings of play by a score of 6-4. You're listening to Post 92 Baseball on KQ 1380.
Life can be full of surprises, some nice and some not so nice. Like when your vehicle leaves you totally stuck. The Shop is a locally owned and operated business offering repairs and maintenance for cars, pickups, and semis. From tune-ups, brakes, oil changes, and tires to exhaust, engine work, alignment, semi-parts, and more, all under one roof. Call the Shop at 605-472-0103. That's 605-472-0103. They'll get you up and running in less time and perhaps for less than expected. Now that's a nice surprise.
When you're craving great food served fast by friendly faces at a great price, there's only one place to go. Roosters in Redfield. Roosters has daily lunch and dinner specials plus a full menu. Roosters in Redfield has new summer hours. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. till 9 p.m. and Saturdays from 3 till 9. Be sure to like their Facebook page and follow them for their daily specials. Takeout available. Call 605-302-0200. That's 605-302-0200. Roosters in Redfield. Great food, great prices, and even better service.
Ready to go here for the top of the third inning. Redfield giving up 2 in the bottom of the second, and they now trail it. Check that, they gave up 3. They now trail it by a score of 6-4. We'll see Keaton Rolfs, Nolan Gall, and Elliot Comrosh, 1, 2, 3. Keaton Rolfe's got a 2 RBI single in the first inning, part of 3 runs that Redfield scored there. Rolfe's with his 1-for-1 day today, 537. And in that first game today, he was 1 for 2. So Keaton beginning to get back into the swing of things with his 1 for 1 is 537. And he bats from the right side. First pitch down low to him for a ball. Jordan Ellingson is on the mound for Willmar, post 167 in Minnesota. Pitch to the plate, swung on and skied up to the left side. Third baseman, Thule, boy, almost dropped it as he had to reach back over his head and grab it just at the last second before it got down to the ground. But a first batter out, which is what you want to do, especially after you've scored some runs, and that will bring up Nolan Gauld. Nolan Gauld, an infield out RBI on a bases loaded situation. 0 for 1 on the game today, or this particular game. First pitch to him is a ball. From the left side, Mr. Gall stepping in there, batting .442. To the plate, swung on, fouled off to the left side, and we'll go with 1 ball and 1 strike. Nolan with that RBI, picked up his 19th RBI on the season. Slapped right back to the pitcher, 1 hopper. Ellingson grabs it and runs it halfway over to first base before unloading it. And it is a 1-3, pitcher to first baseman, second out. So Redfield now has had 4 batters in a row retired, dating back to the last 2 batters of the second inning. And Elliot Comrosh will come up there. Elliot had a called third strike on him in the second inning. This one hit sharply out to the left of the shortstop. Sarska throws it high, and it was going to be pretty close, so we're going to give Elliott a base hit on that one. So 1 for 2. Check and see with the official score if he agrees with my assessment that Comrosh was probably there anyway. Well, heck, you might as well have a good time here, right? This is baseball. All right, from the left side, Seth Seabright will step up there. They're going to call that an error. No bueno. I'm going to keep my own scorebook. The heck with you guys. Seth Seabright, first pitch at the letters for a called strike. So a 2-out runner on first base in the form of Elliot Comrosh. Decent speed. Curveball stays way up high. Elliott on the year, 4 for 5. Has straightaway speed much more than quick off the mark speed, so they might not send him here. From the left side, on the knees for a called strike. Boy, it is frustrating to watch Seth, and he is frustrated as well. He had a 400-plus batting average in the high school season, the Muskrats, and now here is just struggling mightily. Big swing and a strikeout for Seth, and that will end the inning. Nothing across for Redfield in the top of the third inning, and after 2.5, it is Redfield trailing it by 2, 6-4 to Willmar, post 167. We'll be back. This is Redfield Baseball on KQ 1380.
Ethanol plants like Redfield Energy make more than fuel. They also generate highly nutritious animal feed like distiller's grains. 1/3 of every bushel processed by a plant is used to make animal feed. The low cost and nutritional properties of distiller grains make it one of the most sought-after feed ingredients in the world. Redfield Energy produces over 230,000 tons of distillers, providing a quality feed. Call Donna or Bailey today to schedule a load of distiller's grains from Redfield Energy.
Dairy Queen in Redfield beats the heat this summer with fresh, made-to-order food items like Backyard Bacon Ranch Signature Stack Burger, paired up with onion rings, fries, or cheese balls, or even a salad. Want summer in a cup? No problem. Try the Summertime Sunset Twisty Misty Slush. Bringing back the fan favorites like s'mores and cotton candy, or brand new flavors like Brookie Blizzard or Peanut Butter Puppy Chow. Wow! Dairy Queen in Redfield drive-in or drive-through, it's up to you. Either way, happy tastes good.
Well, we're having a major meeting about whether that was a hit or an RBI or error. So we're going to check it on replay here. So, but nonetheless, whether it was a hit or an error, Redfield was out of the inning with no runs. And we will see 7, 8, and 9 for Willmar, Madsen, Ramirza, and Ryman will be the hitters here. 2 of the 3 got on errors, and one was a strikeout victim. Tyler Madsen will step up there. He of a the 7th batter in the lineup here. First batter here in the bottom of the 3rd, with Willmar leading it by a score of 6-4. To the plate, high for a ball. Elijah Morissette in relief of Owen Osborne. Owen got no help. 4 errors. Pitch down and away for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. We're going to have to poll the 4 of us in here and figure out whether that was a hit or an error. Morissette at the letters for a called strike, 2 balls and 1 strike. Oh, well, okay. I'm the lone holdout here, up and in for a ball. 3 balls and 1 strike. We went to look to the replay, and the ball was there ahead of Comrage. So I am overruled. 3 balls and 1 strike. Morissette to the plate. Big swing, and we're going to go 3-2. Doesn't get it. Have to get out my pencil. Well, see, I do this stuff in pen, which is really bad of me. Then when I have to redo things, I have to scratch it out and all that stuff. I'm too arrogant about my scorebook, I guess. Swung on, and foul tipped into the glove of Keaton Rolfs, and that will be a strikeout for Morissette. 2nd strikeout in a row, as a matter of fact. First out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And we go to Ethan Ramirez. He struck out in the 1st inning. That was against Owen Osborne. So 2 strikeouts for Morissette. First batter he faced doubled off of him. And then he has retired 3 in a row here. So maybe things will settle down and Redfield can come back from this. First pitch is a called strike. So we have Nolan Gall at 3rd, Peyton Osborne at short, Owen Osborne at 2nd, and Seth Seabright at 1st. Morissette to the plate. Inside low for a ball, 1-1. Left, center, and right, Elliot Comrosh. I fought for you, Elliot. Center field, Camden Osborne and Kevin Weller in right. 1-1 inside for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Three and one out. This one pounded into the plate. Morissette to his right, grabs it and gets it over to first base for the out. 1-3 is the out recorded from pitcher to first baseman. And that will bring up Ryman. Blake Ryman on an error in the 2nd inning and then came around to score 1 of 3 runs that Willmar scored in the inning to go up 6-4. And that's where we're at right now, 6-4, top. Check that, the bottom of the 3rd inning. Ryman looks at the first pitch for a called strike. Nolan Gall, who likes to play right in the base paths or on the grass at 3rd. Pitch inside, almost got him on the shoulder. 1 ball and 1 strike. Outfield for Redfield pretty much straight away. Kevin Weller in right is a little bit more shallow than the other two. To the plate, outside corner, got it for a called strike, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Elliot Komrosh in left field, back a little bit farther than Camden in center. Camden likes to play shallow, goes back on the ball very well. 1 ball, 2 strike count, fouled back over the top of the screen. Our next ball game, I believe, will be at the American Legion Field in the actual town of Marshall. We're out in Milroy, about 15 minutes to the east, or actually northeast. Next pitch fouled off. 6th pitch of the at-bat will be coming up here with Ryman behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. Couple of outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Morissette to the plate, way outside. I always smile when a catcher on a ball way outside will try to pull it back and make it look like a strike. I mean, there's a certain point of diminishing return on that. 2-2 pitch on the way, fouled off again. So the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Morissette in relief. He faced 3 batters when he came in, and now 2. This is the 3rd one, so he's at his 6th batter. Inside corner, called strike, and that will be the 3rd strikeout in the ball game for Morissette, and that ends the bottom of the 3rd inning. Nothing across for Willmar, and after 3 full innings of play, it's Willmar 6, Redfield 4. You're listening to Post 92 Baseball on KQ 1380.
The only place success comes before work is in the dictionary. Since 1985, Burdick Brothers has been serving Redfield and the surrounding communities. Burdick Brothers is proud to support the area athletes and wish the best of luck to the Redfield Pheasants, Hitchcock-Tulare Patriots, Northwestern Wildcats, Faughton Trojans, Miller Rustlers, and the Iroquois Chiefs. Burdick Brothers wants to remind all of us that win, lose, or draw, good sportsmanship starts at home.
The Redfield Press is proud to be your local paper. Do you have a news tip? Call the Redfield Press. They will help you spread the word. Need invitations, business forums of all kinds, programs, booklets, gift certificates, or flyers? The Redfield Press has you covered. Be sure to pick up the latest edition for community events and to view all your local news, sports, photos, and articles. The Redfield Press is available at many convenient locations or call 472-0822 to subscribe today.
So for Redfield in the top of the 4th inning, trying to scratch their way back here. And it'll be 8-9-1. Elijah Morissette struck out swinging in the 2nd inning, up there for his 2nd at-bat in this ball game. Pitch misses down low for a ball. One ball, no strikes to the plate. At the knees on the outside corner, 1-1. One ball and 1 strike. Waves at one way outside. Probably would love to have that one back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Looks like he made his mind up to swing last Wednesday on that one. Morissette 0 for 1 on the game right now. And puts him in there batting .313. Next pitch, a ball, 2-2 will be our count. Elijah 313 is 10 for 31. Swung on and fouled back. Elijah in that ball game this morning that Redfield lost 8-7 was 0 for 2, and then on Friday's win 10-1 he was 1 for 3. This one short hopped out to the second baseman and through. We will wait for the official score to find out what we have on that one. They gave him a base hit. Well, apparently my bribery has worked. Kevin Weller will be the hitter. Redfield, good omen here, getting the leadoff runner in the inning on. Don't know the exact statistic on that, but when you get your leadoff runner in an inning on, the chances of scoring elevate considerably. So Redfield trailing by 2 here in the 4th inning. Would like to kind of get something going here after losing that ball game this morning by 1. Weller at the bat. He got a double his last time up. Pitch is high for a ball. Weller 1 for 1 on the day today, or not the day in this ball game, is creeping up towards 200. He has struggled of late, 167 in the last 5 games. To the plate, outside corner, called strike. So 1-1 to the right fielder for Redfield. Noah Johnson has been used pretty much as a pinch runner, has wound up with a 1 attempted steal and success, and the next pitch a called strike, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Weller last Wednesday squared around a bunt, tried to drag bunt to get on. The ball hit the top of the bat and came right back and smacked him in the face. 4 stitches and a mouse, as they say, a black eye. He was held out of 1 ball game, did not start in the game on Friday, but came on to pinch hit and take over in right field. 5th pitch of the at-bat, the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Not much of a lead by Johnson over at first base. The next pitch swung on and fouled directly back to the backstop. Count will remain 1-2. Noah Johnson running for Eli Morissette at first base after Eli picked up a base hit. It was the 6th base hit for Redfield. To the plate, swung on, down to third base. Third baseman picks it up, goes to second for 1, but not in time, coming back to first. So Thule did a nice job of grabbing the ball right next to the bag at third base and across the field, or across the infield, got the lead runner on a 5-4 out. That's from the third baseman to the second baseman. That's the first out of the inning. And we'll go to the top of the order. Camden Osborne, 6 for 6 today. 4 for 4 in the first game and 2 for 2 here. Big sweeping curve does not find enough bite into the air to drop down into the strike zone. And we go 1-0. Ellingson on the mound for his 4th inning of work. 59 pitches to this point. Next one swung on, bat goes flying. And boy, I tell you, there's going to be a problem between brothers here, because Peyton just bought that bat this morning and Camden just let go of it. So now we're going to have a discussion between the Osborne brothers here as to what up. Going to get some batting gloves. Nope, he didn't like those. So now we're going to come over and put the golf club on and see if that helps him. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, I tell you, I'm glad I'm not a ball player these days. Those bats are costing you have to go to the small business loan department to be able to purchase. 1 ball and 1 strike, runner on first, 1 out. Pitch just reaches out and pumps it into right field for a base hit. So a base hit, he's gotten on 3 times. This is 7 base hits in a row for Camden Osborne. That will send Kevin Weller over to second base. And that will bring up Owen. My goodness sakes, that is amazing. 7 base hits in a row. And they don't have to be scorchers, as you just realized that ball was just softly popped into right field. Curveball drops in there for Owen and a called strike. Owen 0 for 1 as he walked his first time up and popped out to the first baseman Gregory. looks at the next pitch. Inside, just caught the corner, and Owen is behind 0-2. Now Owen has a fairly decent bat control, so let's see if he can dig his way out of this 0-2. Way high curveball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Redfield with 1 out here and 2 on as they're trying to scratch back from being behind 6-4. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Pitch, curveball, slowly hit out to the shortstop. Shortstop guns it to first base. He's safe. And that is another demonstration of speed. A regular, well, it was kind of a slow hit ground ball. And Owen Osborne, now he got an extra step, obviously, because he is a left-handed hitter. Camden goes down to second base, and that will load him up as Weller goes over to third. So Owen beats out a slow roller to the shortstop, Staska, and that will get Peyton Osborne up to bat. He is 0 for 1, walked in the first inning. First pitch to him is down low for a ball. So 1 for 2 for Owen. Peyton 0 for 1 on the day, not the day this game hit him. That'll score a run. And that does, in fact, have an RBI attached to it because the ball was attached to Peyton's left hip. So an RBI for Peyton, and that will be the 24th for him on the season. And the bases will remain loaded as we have a conference on the mound. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is KQ 1380.
The Redfield Press is proud to be your local paper. Do you have a news tip? Call the Redfield Press. They will help you spread the word. Need invitations, business forms of all kinds, programs, booklets, gift certificates, or flyers? The Redfield Press has you covered. Be sure to pick up the latest edition for community events and to view all your local news, sports, photos, and articles. The Redfield Press is available at many convenient locations or call 472-0822 to subscribe today.
Ready to go after the conference. Bases still loaded. Nice job by the catcher, Matson, to keep a ball in front of him on one end of the dirt to Keaton Rolfs. Rolfs 1 for 2 on the game. A 2-run single in the first inning. An inning that Redfield scored 3 and then gave 3 back in the bottom of the first. Next pitch to Keaton, wrapped right up into center field. 1 run will score, and Owen Osborne is being held up at third base. The ball was not that deep into center field, kind of a seeing eye base hit. And another run, and we are all tied up. Coming down to score was Camden Osborne from third on the RBI base hit by Keaton Rolfs. Over to third base will be Owen. Peyton will go to second base. The bases are still loaded. 1 out here. And from the left side, Nolan Gall looks at a big sweeping curve dropping in there for a called strike. So Keaton now 2 for 3 on the day and winds up getting another RBI. That's number 22 on the year for him. And Nolan Gall looks at the next pitch, missing for a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. From the left side is Nolan, wraps it hard into right field. Might be too hard to score 2. No, they're going to send him, and turns in. They went through all the way to the wall, and the runners are circling the bases. It's going to be a double and an error, and score 2. Nolan Gall getting a double. The ball rolled through the right fielder Tallman. So going to third on the error to the right fielder, and 3 runs will score. And that will necessitate a pitching change here, and we'll take 1 minute and come back after the warm-ups and the pitching change. This is KQ 1380.
Subway in Redfield invites you to refresh to be fresh with their new irresistible collection of 12 series Subway sandwiches. Try the Mexicali on your choice of toasted bread, stacked with rotisserie-style chicken. Double up the pepper jack cheese, smashed fresh avocado, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and Baja Chipotle sauce. Deliciously new. Try the Monster, the Champ, or Supreme Meat Sandwich. Pick your favorite bread and sauce combo and pile on the veggies. 12 new series Subway sandwiches at Subway in Redfield. Owning and operating equipment involves much more than just having the right machines. You need parts, service, and full support standing behind it. That's what you get when you partner with RDO Equipment. RDO Equipment lives by a strong set of principles that ensures honest, ethical, and efficient service from sale to service and beyond. When you deal with RDO, you are dealing with a company that has great values ingrained in every word and action, day after day, year after year. RDO Equipment of Redfield.
Okay, ready to go here for Redfield. They have scored 4. New pitcher comes in to pitch for Willmar. And that will be number 5. We'll try to pick up a name here in just a second. Reese Christensen will be on the mound to try to stop the bleeding here for Willmar. Check and see if there are any other changes. This first pitch swung on. Elliot Comrosh, deep enough in left field, will score a run on the sacrifice fly, and that will put another run across for Redfield, as they now have picked up 5 runs in the inning. So a sacrifice fly out to left field and a run batted in. This is going to be the second out of the inning. Coming down to score will be Nolan Gall. And the first pitch to Seth Seabright is a strike. Seth is going to be the 9th hitter to come up in the inning here. He has struck out twice before. This one, ground ball out to the second baseman, who fumbles it. Seth going down to first base, did not go down full speed, and is thrown out. So that will be the 3rd out of the inning. But not before Redfield has pushed 5 across in the top of the inning, and they lead it by a score of 9-6. You're listening to Post 92 Baseball on KQ 1380.
Your vehicle deserves expert care from the people who know it better than anyone else. At Iverson Auto, their factory-trained technicians use state-of-the-art technology and equipment to help keep your vehicle running like new. From routine maintenance to major repairs, the Iverson Auto Service Centers can handle everything your vehicle needs. Protect your auto investment by scheduling your service appointment today at Iverson Auto in Mitchell or Huron.
Your station for news, weather, sports, and farm. KQKD Redfield, 1380 AM and 99.9 FM.
Hartman Construction completes civil, rural, residential, and commercial projects from site prep, demolition, excavation, cleanup, and everything in between. Hartman Construction is fully licensed, insured, and has been digging in the dirt professionally all over the state for over 25 years. With a full line of modern equipment, Hartman Construction will haul away the debris quickly. Hartman Construction. Call Ben Hartman at 605-468-9672. That's 605-468-9672.
Set to go here as we bring it out to, well, 6 runs in that inning. Boy, a lot of people moving around. Keaton Rolfs came around to score. That was the one that we missed. So 6 runs in the inning. Redfield up by a score of 10-6. And we are going to go to Elijah Morissette on the mound, staked to a lead. And the first batter that he will face here is the top of the order, Trey Tallman. Tallman would like, I'm sure, to amend for the error that cost another run, as the error in right field. Looks at the second pitch as a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. This is a time you really want your pitcher to throw strikes, as 3 in a row. You've gained the lead after having it before losing it. Redfield had the lead twice in the game and lost it. Now have regained it, and a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. Fagerly will be the next hitter. He got a double his last time up and came around to score in a 3-run second inning. And that one sent Willmar ahead 6-4. This one swung on, slow roller out to third. Gall up with it, fires it to first base and gets the out. Nice move by Gall. Now what you want your third baseman to do on anything like that is to cut in front of the shortstop and get anything that he can get his hands on. And the reason for that, of course, is that the third baseman is moving towards first where they're going to be throwing the ball. If the shortstop had to come up with it, they'd have to put the brakes on and go back against their momentum and get the throw to first. Fagerly, first pitch strike. He struck out in the first inning swinging and then got that double, stole third, and came home for a run in an inning that Willmar scored 3 to go up by a score of 6-4. Second pitch, a called strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Morissette to the plate. Curveball doesn't quite bite and get in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Morissette back to the plate. Swung on and fouled back. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Morissette with nobody on to the plate. This one lifted foul territory right side. Seth Seabright going after it and just out of his reach over the fence and out of play. So we'll come back and try it again. Seabright had the best shot at it, although Kevin Weller from right field and Owen Osborne at second base were in the zip code. From the right side, 2-2, misses inside. That'll make it 2-2. Sun dancing in and out of fluffy clouds, so right now it is hidden behind a cloud. This one hit sharply out to the shortstop, Peyton Osborne. Peyton to first base for the out, 6-3. Second out of the inning. That's the 7th consecutive batter that Redfield has retired, dating back to the last 2 hitters in the second inning. We're in the bottom of the 4th with Redfield leading it by a score of 10-6. To the plate, right down Main Street for a called strike. Staska, the shortstop, he got an RBI single in that 3-run second inning. This one foul and out of play. And the third hitter in the lineup for Willmar is behind 0-2. He is 2 for 2 in this game, and he was 2 for 4 in the first game today. So far, he's having a fine wood bat tournament here in Marshall, Minnesota. Next pitch, goes for it, outside corner for a strike, looking, and that will be a 1-2-3 inning for Redfield. And boy, that is what you want after you've gone ahead, is to shut the other team out. End of the inning, and after 4 full innings of play, it is Redfield 10, Redfield 10 and Willmar 6. You're listening to KQ 1380.
As a proud supporter of the Redfield community, Heartland State Bank is your full-service bank that focuses on the needs of local families, businesses, and farmers. Heartland State Bank strongly supports the communities our bank services to help them stay vibrant and growing. Our friendly and experienced staff is here to support you with fast, local decisions. As your local community bank, Heartland State Bank provides uptown services with a hometown touch. Heartland State Bank, member FDIC.
As we navigate the 2023 crop year, you might have a lot of questions that need answers. Contact your local AgTegra grain marketing specialist to get details about using one of AgTegra Cooperative's option-based tools. Minimum price, min-max contracts establish a floor or minimum price while still allowing to participate in upside movement. AgTegra's grain marketing specialists are here to help. Call today for more details on this or any of our full-range risk management tools that AgTegra has to offer.
Well, checking out the line score here as we go into the top of the 5th inning, and it'll be led off by Elijah Morissette. 9 batters came to the plate for Redfield in the last inning, and the first pitch into Morissette is a called strike. Quick pitch back in, outside for a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Line scores for Redfield, 10 runs, 8 hits, and 4 errors. For Willmar, 6 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors. Count 1 ball and 1 strike to Elijah Morissette. Next pitch is down in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Redfield counted for 6 runs in the last inning and came from a 6-4 deficit to a 10-6. This one, a 2-hopper out towards the shortstop, Staska, and he gets it over to first base, and the first batter in the top of the 5th inning for Redfield is out. Kevin Weller steps in there. Weller 1 for 2 on this ball game today. Stands in there batting 189, so not quite back up to the 200 mark. Back in the day, they used to call that below the Mendoza line. Weller, surprising to me, tried to drag bunt. That's how he got hurt on Wednesday. The drag bunt came off the end of the bat and caught him right above the eye, took 4 stitches, and a pretty darkened eye. This one hit off the end of the bat, a roller out to second base. The play over to first, and 2 up and 2 down for Willmar here in the top of the 5th inning and trailing by 4. Going to go up to the top, and this is going to be Camden Osborne, and Osborne is on a screaming streak here. 7 for 7, 4 for 4 in the first game today, 3 for 3 in the game right now. He was 1 for 3 in the first game on Friday evening. From the right side, looks at the first pitch as a slow curve catches that outside corner for a called strike. Reese Christensen on the mound right now for Willmar. We'll check the defense in just a second. This one sharply shot out to left field. The left fielder has it go over his head, and it will be Camden Osborne trying to stretch it into 3, heading for third, and slides in safe. Camden Osborne turned on the afterburners. The ball just kept carrying and carrying. Risma going for it in left field, and give him credit for a triple and a 2-out base runner on third base. First pitch into Owen is a called strike. What an absolutely unbelievable day today for Camden Osborne. 4 for 4 in this game, 4 for 4 in the game earlier. Next pitch down low for a ball. Redfield lost the first game 8-7 in a game that some might consider that they gave it away. But they are trying to come back here and have gotten the lead. Pitch high for a ball. And when I say they gave it away, I'm not talking about an individual. I'm talking about an entire team effort. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch swung on, hit out towards the second baseman, and through for an error, and that almost gets past the right fielder. It won't be an RBI because of the error, but that brings in a run, and we are at 11-6 in favor of Redfield. Camden Osborne comes down to score, and that will bring Peyton up to bat. Peyton last time up got hit by a pitch, and because of the bases being loaded, earned an RBI. Before that, he walked and flew out, so he's 0 for 1 in this game. That big sweeping curve is having a problem getting down into the strike zone. Hayden 0 for 1 in this game. Throw to first base, not in time, actually offline as a matter of fact. Hayden 2 for 4 in the game earlier, and then 2 for 3 on the Friday game. Pitch swung on and lifted shallow center field. The center fielder dancing around and comes up with it, Ryman, and that will be the final out of the top of the 5th inning. So nothing, check that, 1 across for Redfield in the top of the 5th. And after 4.5 innings of play, it's Redfield 11, Willmar 6. You're listening to Post 92 Baseball on KQ 1380.
Hugh and Carrie Mack of Randall Pharmacy would like to thank you for allowing them to provide healthcare services for your family for the past 25 years. The staff at Randall Pharmacy want to remind you that taking your medications regularly as prescribed by your doctor is the best way to stay healthy. Randall Pharmacy in Redfield. Let them be part of your healthcare team. Stop in or call 605-472-1810. That's 605-472-1810. Kelly Hike and staff continue to honor over a century-long tradition of providing professional, detail-oriented, and family-focused service to those they serve in and around Redfield. At Hike Funeral Home, they know that storytelling is a vital step in healing, while guiding you carefully through the entire process. Your loved one's story and memory will live much beyond any memorial service chosen. HikeFuneralHome.com has financial and pre-planning resources. Or call 605-472-2444. That's 605-472-2444 when you are ready.
Well, when a pitcher has a no-hitter, you're not supposed to say one word about it. So I kind of tentatively go into this and say that Redfield has retired the last 8 batters to fade Elijah Morissette, and we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and we'll see how things work out with 4, 5, and 6. This is Colin Gregory, Jordan Ellingson, and Mason Thule. So 4, 5, and 6 meet of the order here. Last time Gregory was up, he got a double, and he is 2 for 2 on the game today. This is his 3rd look and only the 2nd look at Elijah Morissette. Elijah faced him as the first batter after he came into the game, and Cullen tapped him up for a double. First pitch of this at-bat, up and in for a ball. 5, 6, and 7 innings for Willmar to try to get back into this thing. Next pitch is high for a ball. Of course, in the game this morning, Redfield was steaming along with 3 scoreless innings, and then all of a sudden the roof caved in. 2 were in the 4th and 6 in the 5th, and the 3rd pitch in misses the plate for a ball, 3-1. When you have a lead like this, the last thing you want to do is put the leadoff batter on. Morissette will try to dig his way out of this, and gets at least the first strike outside corner. From our vantage point, that looks a little bit off the plate, but this umpire has been very consistent calling that strike right there. 3-1. Up and in, and a leadoff walk, no bueno. Ellingson will be the next hitter. He got on a base hit, a questionable base hit, I might add, in the 1st inning, and then popped out to Seth Seabright in the 2nd inning. So he is up there 1 for 2, according to the official scorer. At the set, Morissette, medium lead off. Rolfs does an outstanding job getting out and keeping a ball from going to the backstop and putting a runner in scoring position. Nice backhanded stab as the ball came through the left-handed batter's box. So Morissette needs to get back on track with throwing strikes here, and misses again. He was 3-1, gave up a walk to the leadoff hitter. Now 2 consecutive balls here. And Rolfs goes out to say, yo, bud, it's that white thing down there. and we're not talking about the lines. 2-0. We are in the bottom of the 5th inning with Redfield leading it by a score of 11-6. Rolf's back behind the plate, ready to go. Morissette at the set. To the plate. This one bounces, and the base runner will go to second base on the wild pitch. Three balls and no strikes. Almost hit him, so we're going to have 2 consecutive walks. And I hate to say it, but this is when the roof caved in the first game today, as the Redfield Pheasants, or Post 92, had a 6-2 lead, and then the first two batters in the 5th inning walked, and Redfield wound up giving up 6 runs in that inning. So hopefully we will not have a repeat performance. 2 walks in a row. Next pitch, down and in for a ball to the third baseman, Thule. Got on an error in the first inning and struck out looking in the second inning. That happened to be against Morissette. 1 ball and no strikes. Look back at second base. Comes to the plate. Misses outside. So Morissette having a terrible time finding the plate here. 3-1 and lost him on a walk. 3-0 lost him on a walk. And now 2-0. To the plate. Inside, ball 3. Maybe Morissette needs to get down off the mound and take a walk around the mound there to kind of get a deep breath and get going. 3-0, 1 pitch away from loading him up here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And right now, instead of rearing back and throwing the ball, he is aiming it. This aim was good enough to get a strike, but it was very, very close to being outside and away. 3 balls and 1 strike. Eli needs to just rear back and throw the ball. Don't aim it or wish it to the plate. This one hit sharply out to the shortstop. Osborne fumbles it, throws to second base, and gets the out just in time. And the only reason the out was recorded was because it was a force out, as Peyton grabbed the ball and fumbled it just a bit, but whipped a quick throw over to the second base bag and gets the first out of the inning. That sends Gregory over to third, and Thule is on first on the fielder's choice. 1 out, runners on first and third, and that brings up the 7th batter in the order, Tyler Matson, the catcher, on an error in the first inning and struck out against Morissette, has 3 consecutive strikeouts. Pitch is a ball, and now I'm about ready to shoot myself in the foot after talking about 8 outs in a row, as now we've had 3 consecutive runners on. Down for a ball, 2 balls and no strikes. Sun has come out from behind the puffy clouds again. In and out, at least we don't have that rain. They were talking about 60 to 80% chance of rain throughout the day today. And last night when we saw that, we thought, well, we might need to pack our bags and go home. It has not turned out to be that. We were in a rain delay in the first game. High and inside, called strike on the black of the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Runners on first and third. At the set, Morissette comes to the plate, misses outside. Throw down to third, almost goes into left field. They had him hung out, but Gall made a spectacular play to get up the ladder and be able to keep that ball from going into right field, or left field rather, and a run scoring. So Keaton Rolfs came out and had the right idea, but got the ball a little bit high. And Gall climbed the ladder to keep it in. This one fouled off to the right side. Seabright fighting the sun, and finally realizes that it's going to hit on top of the dugout, and no play for him there. And the count goes to 3-2. 3-2, 1 out. Admittedly, the runner will not automatically be going from first base on a 3-2 count, but we'll kind of keep an eye out there. They might try to put another runner in scoring position, down 11-6 and 1 out. Morissette at the set, 3-2 pitch on the way. The runner goes and the ball is fouled off. So the 7th pitch of the at-bat, the count will remain 3-2, and we'll watch and see if Thule takes off again. From Redfield's standpoint, a strike him out, throw him out would be ideal. And of course, Willmar would like to have a base hit here. This one, a dribbler out in front. Morissette can't get the play at first base, throws it away. 1 run scores on the error, and another one will score as the ball is halfway down the field, and finally they hold up the runner at third base. So the error to the pitcher. He came off the mound, grabbed the ball, but lost his footing, tried to throw it from the seat of his pants. Gregory came around to score. Thule will go over to second base. And Matson will stay at, check that, Thule will go to third. Matson will stay at second base, or move over there on the 2-base error. The first pitch to Ethan Mersma will be a ball inside corner for a called strike. So 1 run in the inning, 11-7 now, but 2 runners in scoring position, and Elijah Morissette trying to wriggle out of a jam. Big swing and a miss, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mersma is the 8th batter in the lineup. Ryman, the 9th batter in the lineup, will be up there. Throw to center field, and a run will score. So another error on the pitcher. Morissette brings a run down as Morissette tried to whirl and to catch the runner at second base. Actually a pretty good idea. But Morissette very awkwardly threw the ball into center field. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Pitch swung on. Popped up to the third base side. Nolan Gall just inside the foul line, grabs it for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 outs, a runner on third, and that will bring up Blake Ryman. Ryman on an error as the leadoff batter in the 2nd inning. An inning that Willmar's team scored 3 and went ahead 6-4. He struck out looking in the 3rd inning. Pitch to him, rifled into left field. Base hit. Pomrosh over to get it. Will hold the runner at first, but an RBI base hit by the 9th man in the lineup. And that will rack up the 3rd run this inning. And all of a sudden, Willmar is back in this ball game. Matson comes in to score after getting on an error by the pitcher and then going around to third base, also on a throwing error from the pitcher. We go to the top of the order to Tallman. The runner goes, the throw down to second base, not in time, and a stolen base. Stolen base number 4 for Willmar. So another runner in scoring position, with the score 11-9 in favor of Redfield. The pitch was a ball, and now another ball high. 2 balls and 1 strike. First base is open. Pitch on the inside corner for a called strike, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 3 are in. 11-9 the score. Redfield on the lead right now, but they are in jeopardy. Next pitch down into the dirt and bounces away, so a wild pitch will send the runner over to third. And the count going to 3-2. 3-2, 2 outs, runner in scoring position, 3 runs in. Redfield running into trouble once again in the 5th inning. That's where they coughed up 6 against Marshall this morning. Next pitch way outside and a walk. So Morissette came into this inning retiring 8 in a row, and then double walk to start things off, a double error, and 3 are across, and we'll take 30-second timeout here as Tommy Gregg has a chance to talk with his team on the mound. We'll be back in 30. This is KQ 1380.
We've all seen it on the store shelves. We know it's the best cheese you can buy, but can you pronounce the name?
Kassenmeister, Kassenmaster, Kassenmeiser.
It's Käsemeister.
Käsemeister. It literally means the master of the cheese. Käsemeister Creamery produces a variety of popular cheese flavors right here in Spink County. Pick it up at your local grocery store or head on out to their store and see it being made in the Spink Colony. Order online anytime at Käsemeister.com or on Facebook.com/Käsemeister.
Well, Morissette has gotten himself in trouble with walks and errors here in the inning. He has 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, 2 errors, and it looks like we're going to switch pitchers here. And it'll be Seth Seabright coming in, the left-hander, and he will be facing Fagerly, the second baseman, who is 1 for 3 on the game today. Well, while the warm-up pitches go, we'll be gone to talk about one of our fine sponsors here for 30 seconds. You're listening to Post 92 Baseball on KQ 1380.
Have you heard? Hardware Hank is now SBS Lumber and Hardware. SBS Lumber and Hardware is also your local do-it-best. Stop in and check out our new layout and new products. You no longer have to drive 100 miles to get your lumber. Now you can get it at SBS. Need a new sump pump? Get it at SBS. Paint, grills, hunting, and fishing gear. It's all at SBS. Be sure to follow us on Facebook. You can find us by searching for SBS Lumber and Hardware.
Well, Seth Seabright will come in. He was in relief in the first game today, and came in the 5th inning, finished up that inning, got out of it, and then had a 1-2-3 6th inning, giving Redfield an opportunity to get a run in the bottom of the 7th inning. Check that, a run in the top of the 7th, which they were unable to do, and lost the game by a score of 8-7. This game has been seesawed back and forth. Redfield got 3 in the top of the first, but gave back 3 with 4 errors in the bottom of the first. Got 1 back in the top of the second, gave up 3 more in the bottom of the second. Nope scored in the third. Redfield went ahead by a score of 10-6, scoring 6 runs in the 4th inning, but now have given back 3 of those runs as we go here in the bottom of the 5th inning. A couple of outs, a runner on first base, and Seth Seabright comes to the plate. High and away for a ball. So Morissette will go over to first base for Seabright, who is on the mound now. Next pitch, right down Main Street. 1 ball and 1 strike. So this is the 3rd pitcher that Redfield has used in the baseball game. Seabright off the mound and looks the runner on first base back to the bag. Runner goes, foul ball on a hit and run. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bakerly, the shortstop, check that, the second baseman, got a double in the 2nd inning, an inning that Willmar scored 3. Around that, he's grounded out and struck out. He's behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Seabright, pitch, hit into left field, drops down. Pomrosh comes up with the ball, and the runner will move over to second base. So Seth Seabright greeted with a base hit, and now runners on first and second. Another runner in scoring position for Willmar, but still 2 outs in the inning. and that will bring up the third hitter in the lineup and the ninth hitter to come bat this inning. First pitch hitting out to shortstop. Peyton Osborne over to second base for the out, and that ends the inning. But 3 came across, and after 5 full innings of play, it is Redfield 11, Willmar 9. You're listening to Post 92 Baseball on KQ 1380.
Johnson Oil Company has been proudly serving Redfield, Spink County, and surrounding rural communities for nearly 60 years. Johnson Oil provides unmatched, personalized, full customer service, from propane delivery for home, rural, and local business to tank rentals, bulk gas, diesel, and more. Need fuel after hours? Well, no problem with their convenient Card-Troll fuel pump system. The Johnson Oil family proudly supports Redfield area athletics and welcomes all of the athletes to Redfield during the state tournament this year.
Life can be full of surprises, some nice and some not so nice. Like when your vehicle leaves you totally stuck. The Shop is a locally owned and operated business offering repairs and maintenance for cars, pickups, and semis. From tune-ups, brakes, oil changes, and tires to exhaust, engine work, alignment, semi-parts, and more, all under one roof. Call the Shop at 605-472-0103. That's 605-472-0103. They'll get you up and running in less time, and perhaps for less than expected. Now that's a nice surprise.
Bottom of the inning for Redfield, actually the top of the 6th, and they will try to right the ship here after they gave up on second accounting 4 runs in the 5th inning, and now only lead it by 1, 11-10. Keaton Rolfs will lead it off. Nolan Gall will follow, and Elliot Comrosh. Keaton with 2 hits in 3 times at bat here from the right side as the sun dances out from behind the cloud. Curveball drops in there for a called strike. On the mound is Reese Christensen. He came in the 4th inning in which Redfield scored 6. Next pitch swung on, misses it on a pitch a little bit off the plate. So Keaton 2 for 3, standing in there batting .535. Next pitch, down low for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. My scorebook looks like it was at the bottom of a hen house for quite some time. This one wrapped on a short hop out to the second baseman. Bakerly gets it over to first, and it is low throw. So on an error, and Redfield getting on their first batter of the inning bodes well for them having an opportunity to score. Nolan Gall will step in there. A 2 RBI double in the 4th inning, part of 6 runs that Redfield drove across in the inning. We're in the top of the 6th, and Redfield needing to expand their lead. They're only up by 1 now, as they had been up by 4. To the plate, at the knees for a called strike. Nolan Gall looking down. Keaton Rolfs is a threat to go. He's stolen 11 of 12 on the season. Redfield has stolen 4 in this game, and Gall somehow dances his way away from being hit on the ankle with a pitch inside. Christensen takes a look over at first base and comes set, comes to the plate, outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Two and 1, nobody out, a runner on first base, and we are in the top of the 6th inning. Redfield clinging to a 1-run lead. Slow off-speed pitch, big swing by Nolan, doesn't catch up with it. 2-2. Nolan not necessarily a home run hitter, although he has pretty quick bat speed. Looking at 302 down the line and 355 into the gap to right field for the left-handed hitter. Down and in, nice job by Madsen keeping the ball in front of him, but unfortunately breaking with the low pitch was Keaton Rolfs, and he steals a base. 5th steal for Redfield, and for Gall, that is 12 of 13 that he has stolen on the year. And the pitch misses for a ball, and that will be a walk for Nolan Gall. And they're going to have a conference on the mound, so we'll take 30 seconds to allow them to speak to one another. This is KQ 1380.
Your vehicle deserves expert care from the people who know it better than anyone else. At Iverson Auto, their factory-trained technicians use state-of-the-art technology and equipment to help keep your vehicle running like new. From routine maintenance to major repairs, the Iverson Auto Service Centers can handle everything your vehicle needs.
They're making
Protect
a
your
pitching
auto
change,
investment
Ray, if
by
you go ahead
scheduling your
and,
service appointment
hang on
today
to
at
it.
Iverson Auto in Mitchell or Huron.
Hyder Construction has strong South Dakota roots and an even stronger bond with the community. Hyder Construction has values that are highlighted throughout their work ethic and gives back each year with annual free events like the Pumpkin Patch, hay rides, and even helping neighbors during winter storms. Hyder Construction gives a great job shout out to all the Redfield athletes and students. Keep up the great work, everyone. Support local, live loyal, work hard, and play hard.
Well, they're going to bring in the shortstop, Staska, to pitch. We'll check in a second and see who will go out and cover shortstop. Warm-up pitches are done. And the first batter that will face a new pitcher is Elliot Comrosh. Still trying to pick up who is on short. Looks like number 2. That is going to be Blake. Oh, it's 24? All right. 24 is the pitcher, Ellingston. So we will get that change made here as Comrosh looks at the first pitch. Down and away for a ball. Now, in watching Staska in his warm-up pitches, has relatively decent velocity, but is not particularly around the plate. So Redfield will going to need to shorten up and just get it when it comes that way. Turning and feigning a throw back to second, which is perfectly legal, and driving Keaton Rolfs back to the bag. 1 ball count on Comrosh. Comrosh, a sacrifice fly RBI. That was in the 4th inning. This one down and a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Comrosh struck out looking in the 1st inning. So he is up there 0 for 2. This one fouled straight back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Elliott batting .319 on the year. The on-deck hitter is Seth Seabright. Seabright with his struggles of late. Curveball outside. Runner advances because the wild pitch is not handled by Madsen. The follow-up runner, Nolan Gall at first base, did not take off as well. So Keaton Rolfs is over on third base, 1st and 3rd, and nobody out. We're in the top of the 6th inning with Redfield leading by 1 and threatening. To the plate, the runner goes in the dirt, and a stand-up stolen base for Nolan Gall. That will be the 6th one. 3 and 2 on the batter, Elliot Comrosh. First base is open. Infield is in. Curveball drops in there for a strikeout looking, and that will be the first out of the inning. So Kamrosh goes down looking. He is 0 for 2 because you don't count an at-bat, although he was on an error, so that's going to make it 0 for 3, and that will bring up Seth Seabright. First pitch to Seabright is a ball. Seth, a couple of strikeouts and a ground out to the second baseman, Fagerly. Next pitch to him, inside corner for a called strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. Seth batting 143. As I mentioned, he had an outstanding Muskrat season, but did not have an opportunity here to really get going. The next pitch I thought hit him on the ankle, but he is still upright, and the catcher, Madsen, got over and got the wild pitch under control. 2 balls and 1 strike. No advance of the runners. They are at second and third. Third base is Keaton Rolfs. Nolan Gall at second. Around to bunt, and ball is fouled off, and the count will go to 2-2. Apparently thinking about a delayed bunt. That definitely was not a suicide bunt, as Rolfs would staying pretty close to the bag. So what they're looking for there is to get the ball down, have the play at first, and as soon as the ball begins to go to first, the runner from third breaks to the plate. This one down and in. Full count, second time in a row in this game, or this inning rather, that Staska has gone to a full count. Full count, and he got Kamrosh looking. Full count with first base open and the infield in. Big swing and cannot catch up with it. And the second out, a very important out there for Willmar, and that will bring up Elliot Morissette. Morissette 1 for 3 on the game. And with his 1 for 3, he is standing in there, batting .324. This would certainly be a time to get a base hit, first pitch swinging. Eli is the pitcher of record, but only has a 1-run lead as we are in the top of the 6th inning. Next one fouled off, and Eli finds himself behind 0-2. Outfield is fairly shallow, trying to cut off the run at the plate. Ramirezma in left field, center field Ryman, and Tallman in right, all very shallow. Curveball just misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Staska in relief. This is the third batter he is facing. Has struck out the previous 2, thought he had a third strikeout. To the plate, curveball lifted high to shallow left field. The off fielder getting over to grab it, and that is Ramirezma, and he gathers it in for the out. Third out of the inning. Redfield leaves 2 in scoring position, and it comes away with nothing here in the top of the 6th inning. And after 5.5 innings of play, it is Redfield 11 and Willmar 10. You're listening to Post 92 Baseball on KQ 1380.
At Community Memorial Hospital and Redfield Clinic, they recognize the value of every person and are guided by their commitment to excellence and leadership. Their mission is to improve the health of every person they serve through the efficient delivery of excellent, innovative, and compassionate care. Schedule your appointment or virtual visit with your care provider. Community Memorial Hospital and Clinic. Best of care, close to home.
As we navigate the 2023 crop year, you might have a lot of questions that need answers. Contact your local AgTegra grain marketing specialist to get details about using one of AgTegra Cooperative's option-based tools. Minimum price, min-max contracts establish a floor or minimum price while still allowing to participate in upside movement. AgTegra's grain marketing specialists are here to help. Call today for more details on this or any of our full-range risk management tools that AgTegra has to offer.
Very crucial the bottom of the sixth inning for Willmar as they trail by 1-0 across in the top of the inning for Redfield. 11-10 leaders right now, but they have given up 4 runs in the bottom of the fifth inning after 2 shutout innings turned in by Elijah Morissette. He has been relieved. And working in the sixth inning will be Seth Seabright. So it'll be Cullen Gregory, Ellingsworth, and Thule, the 3 hitters here for Willmar. Cullen Gregory, the first baseman, looks at the first pitch off the strike zone, 1 ball. He walked his last time up, led off the inning with 2 consecutive walks and a fielder's choice and an error, and that's what got Redfield kind of in a pickle there. Gregory, first 2 times at bat, got on with a base hit in the first inning and a double in the second inning. Outside corner for a called strike, 2 balls and a strike. Ellingsworth got on a base hit in the first inning, popped out in the second, and then walked in the fifth inning. This one at the knees for a called strike, 2 balls and 2 strikes. First hitter of the inning, critical for any team to keep the first batter up in the inning off the base paths. At the set for Seabright, bounces one in there, and we're going to go 3-2. Infield for Redfield, Gall at third, Peyton Osborne at short, Owen Osborne at second, and Morissette at first. 3-2 count, very important count right here. Down low for a ball, and the leadoff runner is on. Don't have the statistics sitting right in front of me, and of course they vary with every game and every league, but generally get that first runner on and your opportunities to score increase substantially. Jordan Ellingson up to bat here is 1 for 2, walked his last time out. At the set, Seth Seabright looks at first, comes to the plate, at the letters for a called strike. Gall is on the grass at third. Peyton Osborne and Owen Osborne squeezing in towards the bag at second, hoping for a double play. Next one into the hole. Peyton will stop it and throws to second base, not in time, but had a good idea there. He had no prayer of getting to first. So an infield base hit has runners on first and second, and nobody out here in the bottom of the sixth inning for Willmar. Frankly, with Gregory going in standing up at second base, he was kind of rolling the dice that they wouldn't make a play that way. Fortunately, it worked out for him because the ball that Peyton Osborne threw from shallow left field was right on. Around a bunt, reaching outside, is Keaton Rolfs to keep the ball from rolling through. One ball count, runners on first and second. Around to bunt once again and high and away. Let him bunt, take the out. Two balls, no strikes. A bunt in the wind. This time he pops it up. Going back to get it is Keaton Rolfs, and he got it. Boy, is that a critical out for Redfield and a devastating out for Willmar. The young man made the mistake of going up after a bunt. What you do in general is to keep the bat at the top of the strike zone, and then if it is above that, you don't even go after it. If it's below that, then you can go after it and try to put it down. So the first out here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Pitch at the letters, called strike to Tyler Madsen. He is the catcher for Willmar. He got on a throwing error by the pitcher. That was Morissette at the time. No balls and one strike. Runners on first and second and one out. This one popped up and behind is the batter, 0-2. Tyler got on an error twice in this ball game, once in the first inning and once in the fifth, struck out swinging in the third. Behind 0-2 as the seventh hitter in the lineup. And this is a big out for Redfield. Well, actually, it's a big out for both teams. Seth Seabright to the plate. Outside corner, swung on and catch up with it. A strikeout, second one in 4 times to the plate here for Madsen. And that will be the second out. That will allow third and first defensively for Redfield to drop back a little bit and give Seth Seabright an opportunity to concentrate on this hitter and the first pitch strike on the outside part of the plate. Ethan Mersma is 0 for 3, struck out, grounded back to Morissette, and then popped up. Keaton Rolfe once again earns his keep by grabbing a ball inside and low and keeping it from going to the backstop. We've mentioned that is not as much distance here as between home plate and the backstop. This one laced into center field. 1 run will score. Camden Osborne coming up with the ball. The relay to third base, not in time. A good heads-up play by Camden Osborne. Got the ball to the cutoff man, Peyton Osborne. The throw to third base not in time, trying to catch Ellingsworth going in there. But 1 run scores, and we are all tied up. So an RBI critical hit by Ramirezma, and he is on first base with a base hit and a very, very critical RBI. 11-11. Runners on first and third. The runner goes, the throw down to second base, and they're going to try this deal where they buy a run. So Peyton now is running right at the runner off third base. Now they need to run him back to the bag, run him all the way back to the bag. Seth Seabright is doing just that, drops it in there, and the runner is out, being caught between third and home, as once again, this is the second time this has not worked for Willmar, where they get a runner caught between first and second and try to score before the out is recorded, and unsuccessfully, but one does come across, and after 6 full innings of play, we are all tied up at 11-11. You're listening to Post 92 Baseball on KQ 1380.
Kelly Hike and staff continue to honor over a century-long tradition of providing professional, detail-oriented, and family-focused service to those they serve in and around Redfield. At Hike Funeral Home, they know that storytelling is a vital step in healing, while guiding you carefully through the entire process. Your loved one's story and memory will live much beyond any memorial service chosen. HikeFuneralHome.com has financial and pre-planning resources. Or call 605-472-2444. That's 605-472-2444 when you are ready.
This is KQKD Redfield, 1380 AM, and translator K260DG Redfield, 99.9 FM.
We've all seen it on the store shelves. We know it's the best cheese you can buy, but can you pronounce the name?
Kassenmeister, Kassenmaster, Kassenmeiser.
It's Käsemeister.
Käsemeister. It literally means the master of the cheese. Käsemeister Creamery produces a variety of popular cheese flavors right here in Spink County. Pick it up at your local grocery store or head on out to their store and see it being made in the Spink Colony. Order online anytime at Käsemeister.com or on Facebook.com/Käsemeister.
Well, twice Willmar tried to buy that run, getting somebody caught between first and second, and both times Redfield has come up with recording the out before the run was able to score. As we get underway here for the top of the 7th inning, we have 11 runs, 9 hits, and 6 errors. Count them, 6 for Redfield. And for Willmar, 11 runs, 10 hits, and 4 errors. So an error-filled ball game. And coming up to bat for Redfield, we go to the bottom of the order, Kevin Weller. And Weller takes the first pitch high for a ball. Kevin got a double his first time up in the ball game, but since then has made an out, gotten on a fielder's choice, and the next pitch outside for a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. So Kevin on the day is 2 for 3. Next pitch misses for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Once again, the critical thing here is to get that first batter on, or on the other side, keep that batter off. At the knees, outside corner, called strike. 2-2. Kevin 1 for 3 on the ball game. Next pitch, strike 3. Strike 3 looking. And that will be the first out, the leadoff hitter. And we go to Camden Osborne, who on the day, the game early, and this game, 4 for 4 in the first game, 4 for 4 in this one, 8 for 8 on the game. To the plate, up and in for a ball. The last time up, Camden got a triple. Before that, 3 consecutive singles. Has a stolen base and an RBI. Next pitch, curveball, outside corner for a called strike. From this vantage point, that looks like it misses the outside corner, but this umpire has been very, very consistent at calling that as strike, and that's exactly what you want. This one hit straight away to center field, but the center fielder didn't have to move a muscle as Ryman gathers it in and makes the second out of the inning. And that will bring up Owen Osborne. That is the first out today that Camden has recorded, and that will bring up Owen Osborne. He got on an error his last time up. He is 1 for 3 on the day from the left side. Curveball misses way, way inside. Owen with his 1 for 3 today stands in there batting .349. Needs base runners. This one up and in. Oh my goodness sakes, the very liberal strike call. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 to Owen. Next pitch outside on the corner for a called strike. 1-2. So Owen behind 1-2. No base runners on. A couple of outs here. Hit him. And he is on his way to first base. So a 2-out base runner and a dangerous base runner on first base, as Owen is 11 for 11, and that brings up Peyton Osborne. Peyton 0 for today, had an RBI because he got hit by a pitch with the bases loaded, but outside of that, he has flown out almost directly to Ryman in center field on 2 occasions. Pitcher Staska steps off the mound and drives Camden, check that, Owen back to first base. Owen with a substantial lead. Goes back to the bag, high, back in there. So Staska is critically aware of the stealing capability for Redfield. Now Redfield just needs to make sure they don't run out of the inning. Curveball misses outside. And without regard to the fact that all 4 batters that have faced Staska in this inning have seen a first pitch ball, he's gotten a strikeout and a flyout and has a runner on first base by way of a hit batter. Runner goes, and he's going to steal it. That is going to be the 7th stolen base for Redfield. And a runner in scoring position here in the top of the 7th inning. All tied up at 11 apiece. Redfield has 9 hits to get their 11. Next pitch down in the dirt. Nice job by Matson to keep the ball in front of him. And it is a 3-ball count. Now this is where the pitcher cannot give in, because even if he walks him, it's not going to create a major problem because there'll be a force out at every base. To the plate, curveball at the letters for a called strike. Osborne, Peyton started to head to first base, but will come back 3-1. Peyton tried to curry a little favor with the umpire as he was off towards first base. Came back and picked up his bat and kind of gave a little tap to the umpire. This one off the plate, and it will be a walk, but that frankly does not hurt Willmar at all, because all it does is create an out at each base, a force out, and they're going to take a couple of minutes to talk this one over. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is KQ 1380.
Have you heard? Hardware Hank is now SBS Lumber and Hardware. SBS Lumber and Hardware is also your local do-it-best. Stop in and check out our new layout and new products. You no longer have to drive 100 miles to get your lumber. Now you can get it at SBS. Need a new sump pump? Get it at SBS. Paint, grills, hunting, and fishing gear. It's all at SBS. Be sure to follow us on Facebook. You can find us by searching for SBS Lumber and Hardware.
Keaton Ross will step in there with an opportunity to get a one-run lead. Redfield, a visitor today. Keaton is 2 for 4. Got on base last time on an error by the second baseman. Stole second, but couldn't get any farther than third. Keaton, the catcher for Redfield, to the plate. At the letters for a called strike. This umpire, however, feeling that he has a fairly liberal strike zone, has been very consistent about it. And really, that's all you can ask. This one wrapped past the third baseman and into left field. A speedy Owen Osborne turns the corner and comes to the plate and scores. So an RBI single for Keaton Rolfs, and boy, what a big hit there. Owen Osborne coming all the way around from second base and picks up the run that puts Redfield ahead by 1. Peyton Osborne goes to third. And on the throw, Keaton will go down to second base. So runners on second and third, an opportunity for Redfield to get an even bigger lead. Inside corner for a called strike to Nolan Gall. Gall walked and stole the base, but didn't get past second. That was in the 6th inning. Had a 2 RBI double in the 4th, in which Redfield scored 6 to get back in this thing. High sweeping curveball does find the corner, and Nolan Gall is behind 0-2. First 2 batters up were out. Then a hit batter, a walk, and a base hit. This one popped up on the infield, shallow in center. The second baseman, Fagerly, over to grab it as the out, and that is the last out of this inning. Redfield gets 1 across, and they go into the lead by a score of 12-11 with the final at-bat, unless Willmar scores, coming up in the bottom of the 7th. You're listening to Redfield Post 92 Baseball on KQ 1380.
The Redfield Press is proud to be your local paper. Do you have a news tip? Call the Redfield Press. They will help you spread the word. Need invitations, business forms of all kinds? Programs, booklets, gift certificates, or flyers? The Redfield Press has you covered. Be sure to pick up the latest edition for community events and to view all your local news, sports, photos, and articles. The Redfield Press is available at many convenient locations or call 472-0822 to subscribe today.
White or wheat, classic or old-fashioned, with or without sesame seeds. With so many choices, selecting the right bun for your perfectly grilled burgers, hot dogs, and brats can seem overwhelming. Relax. The bakers at Village Hearth have made your choice easy. With state-of-the-art bakeries and facilities throughout the Midwest, our buns are baked and delivered by folks just like you. So when you see the familiar red Village Hearth logo on the package, you'll be selecting the freshest, most flavorful buns available. Village Hearth buns, baked locally, delivered fresh daily.
All right, we go to the bottom of the 7th inning with the Redfield Post 92 team picking up a critical RBI single by Keaton Rolfs as he settles behind the plate to finish up on the warm-up tosses for Seth Seabright. Seabright came in the 6th inning and got through the inning, got out of the inning, but then gave up a run in the top or the bottom of the 6th inning. So he is going to be the pitcher of record. He is the 3rd pitcher that Redfield has used. They opened with Owen Osborne, First pitch up and away, but a called strike as Willmar will put their hopes on 9-1-2. This is Blake Ryman, the center fielder. He got a base hit and an RBI his last time up, and looks at the next pitch as a called strike. Behind 0-2. He was a first pitch swinging hit in the 5th inning. 0-2, back to the plate, fouled off. Still 0-2. Willmar, 11 runs, 10 hits, and 4 errors. Will need 1 to tie and 2 to win it. Redfield lost their game, the first one, 8-7. Next pitch, up and away, and a called strike out. First out of the inning, and boy, that is a critical out for any team that's trying to hang on, and that would be to get the first batter of the inning out. So we go to the top of the order, Trey Tallman. This is the first time that he is facing Seth Seabright, as Seabright came in to face the next hitter when he came out. This pitch is outside for a ball. We have Gall at third, Peyton Osborne at short, Owen Osborne at second, and Seth, check that, Elijah Morissette, as Seth Seabright drives one inside corner for a called strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. Tallman 1 for 2 in their first game this morning, and he is 0 for up and away for a ball, 2 balls and a strike. Tallman got on an error in the first inning, was out on a tapper back to the pitcher in the second, grounded out to third base and a big swing and can't catch up with it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tallman in the fourth grounded out to the third baseman, and in the fifth he walked and got as far as second base. 2-2 count. To the plate, swung on a pitch that was off the plate. 2 strikeouts in a row as Redfield, Seth Seabright, has struck out 3 of the last 4 batters to face him, gave up an RBI single in between. That's how Willmar tied it up at 11-11 after 6. Redfield got 1 in the top of the 7th inning, and now 1 out away, and the first pitch to Fagerly is a called strike. Fagerly struck out in the first, got a double, and came around to score in the second. Grounded out to shortstop in the fourth and got a base hit in the fifth. Big swing, and Redfield is 1 pitch away from picking up a victory here as Fagerly is behind 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th inning. Pitch swung on, foul to the left side. Count will remain, no balls and 2 strikes. Kevin Weller in right field, relatively shallow, and now moves back about 4 or 5 steps. Pitch swung on, lifted to left center field. Camden dives for it, can't get it. The ball rolls past him and finally retrieved by Elliot Comrosh. Base hit, actually a double when you come right down to it. And that will put a runner, the tying run, in scoring position. The winning run coming to the plate in the form of the pitcher, Dylan Staska, who started things off at shortstop today. Staska, the 3rd hitter in the lineup, has gone hit, strikeout, and fielder's choice. So Seth Seabright with first base open can be very careful here. Up and away for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. At the set, Seabright comes to the plate, swung on, foul back, 1 ball and 2 strikes. For the second time in 2 batters, Redfield set to go with 1 pitch to get a strike and win this ball game. However, they were 0-2 on the batter that just got a double. The pitch to the plate, high fly ball, going back on it is Camden Osborne, having trouble finding it, and finally does, and the 3rd out of the inning, and Redfield comes up with a victory on a deep fly ball to center field to end it for the 3rd out of this ball game. We'll be back with the wrap-up in just 1 minute. This is KQ 1380.
Johnson Oil Company has been proudly serving Redfield, Spink County, and surrounding rural communities for nearly 60 years. Johnson Oil provides unmatched, personalized, full customer service, from propane delivery for home, rural, and local business to tank rentals, bulk gas, diesel, and more. Need fuel after hours? Well, no problem with their convenient Card-Troll fuel pump system. The Johnson Oil family proudly supports Redfield area athletics and welcomes all of the athletes to Redfield during the state tournament this year.
When you're craving great food served fast by friendly faces at a great price, there's only one place